Hey YouTube, how's it going? So I've been wanting to do a PSA reveal for a while now. I'm not established, but I'm just starting. Obviously, with this would be video number one. Um, been collecting cards literally since I was probably 10 years old. Um, with my brothers, with my best friend. We had a local card store around here. Um, just a couple quick things about me, right? Obviously, as you can see from the icon there, I do like wrestling. Very big into pro wrestling. Very big into right the four major sports. You're not going to see a lot of hockey out of me, but um, I do like oddball stuff. So like Disney cards, wrestling cards. As I said, you'll see a lot of wrestling cards, and I actually even a PC Santa Claus cards, believe it or not. So I always look for a good Santa Claus card when I can. I try to at least get one into every submission. So the way I'm going to do this is just as a quick rundown. I enjoy watching PSA reveals just to see kind of how different graders are and how it worked for them, and maybe to compare and contrast. And I just felt like it was about time for me to start putting mine out. I send probably 30 cards every submission. This is a 28 card submission. Um, I think we had what, 10 gem mints, 10 gem mint 10s. So the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to go worst to best, and I'll start with the ones that were shockingly awful, and we'll go from there, and we'll see how we do. Let's just have some fun, right? Okay, so first card, very disappointing. Um, a lot of people hate on Leaf, but I figured since the hobby box I bought this out of was so expensive, I'd send it away to get graded. The Tiger Stripe, Paige Buchers. For those that don't know, she's probably, I guess she's the as the kids would say, the Timo version of Caitlin Clark. But definitely somebody that is in the world of women's NBA or women's basketball. Um, she's definitely a name. She's no Caitlin Clark, but she's definitely a name. So I figured I'd send this off um, low numbered. It's numbered 5 of 5, right? But unfortunately, got a 6. So essentially worthless. Really nice card from Leaf Exotic, Tiger Stripe. I didn't see much wrong with this. Not sure what they got me for. The corners look good, surface looks good, but a 6. I'm definitely missing something. So if anybody's into taking screenshots and figuring it out, let me know. Um, okay, and the next one that was pretty rough was a wrestling one. This is another one, right? Not 100% sure what happened here. Centering looks good. A lot of times with these selects, yeah, they tend to not center great, but I can see decent and continuous and consistent spacing on both sides here. But a 6, no good. So, but this one I was excited for. This is out of 75, and didn't get a great grade. So moving on, right? So I'm gonna look at some of the so we'll go to the 8s, right? Some of the 8s that we pulled, and I'm going to start with a Santa Claus, right? I promised you a Santa Claus, and here it is, right? So this is a 1993 NFL properties from Pacific, if anybody remembers Pacific. I thought it was pretty cool. When I picked it up, I think I got it for like $3 at my LCS. I guess what immediately popped out in my mind was, hey, 1993, right? This is a mosaic before there was actually mosaic, right? So, but an 8. I'm sure, I believe there was some corner issues. I can't locate them at the moment, but again, a beautiful card. It goes into the Santa Claus PC. Yeah, so big time Santa stuff around here, right? I even had the little bank from the 70s. Every year we put coins in here, and we save up for a Christmas tree. That's what goes in the Santa bank, right? All right, so moving on to another 8. Another 8 we had here was Michael Jordan, right? 90 hoops. Looked good to me, maybe a little heavy on the right-hand side here, but an 8. Not the worst, but definitely not the best. I have several of these that look pretty good, so I'll keep trying, right? I'm going to keep trying for that one. Next one, I was a little disappointed in this one and the next one. These are 8s as well. A 1996 Bowman's Best. So it's a 4-way, right? So Rasham Salam, Barry Sanders, Thurman Thomas, and Terrell Davis. So back in the 90s, these were some of my favorite running backs. I thought it was a cool card. I pulled it out of the collection. It looked clean to me. And I guess, 8's not a terrible grade, especially for something in the 90s that's been sitting in a box since I was 12. But a cool card nonetheless. Not sure, maybe this corner right here. Not sure that that's enough to warrant an 8, but either way, pretty cool card there. I thought that was really cool. Next was Mystery Finest, Barry Sanders. It's also got an 8, 1998 Topps Mystery Finest, Barry Sanders. Again, clean card, maybe a corner issue, right? Something I didn't see. I don't know. But before we move on to the 9s, I will make a comment. This is a PSA related comment. So this order was from the June submission, and the June submission, I believe this is where they pulled back those heavy duty space grade cases. And I don't know, I got some cards back from my last round that had those cases, and I don't remember being overly impressed with the cases. I thought, oh, okay, they're a little thicker, they feel a little bit more rigid, and let me tell you, if you haven't gotten your submission back and you're getting the older PSA style because of the whole issue with the fine line cracks, wow. I mean, the PSA needs to figure that out, because this is, so it feels a little chintzy in comparison to the newer ones, right? That's just my perspective. People may like the old style, but again, I definitely think that after comparison, and I wasn't big on them in the beginning, but these are definitely lacking some quality. Now, another note from PSA, I did notice that some of these cards in my submission are shaking quite a bit. If you give them the old shakedown here. But moving on, right? So we're gonna get to the 9s now, some better grades, some ones that I was actually excited about. Got a 9 on the hot gloves, right? So big childhood favorite, big time Griffey household growing up, right? Kid was the guy. So big card here. I mean, not value wise, but a big card for me, right? Because I love it. But can't get much cooler than I think the Flair was the creme de la creme when we were kids, right? And you could only really afford collector's choice. But if you could stumble upon a pack of Flair, you were uptown. Trying not to spend a half hour on each card, but it is exciting. Tried this one out, right? This is my second time trying out one of these. I keep coming back with a 9. I'm not sure. It's tough with this border here. You don't really know because it's cut on a diagonal. You don't really know how heavy you are. It looked pretty good to me. The corners are great. The back looks centered. But yeah, 9 for the Nature Boy. All right, moving on. Another wrestling card. This is the Hogan and Savage Revolution Sunburst, right? I believe it's the Mega Powers, right? I thought it was cool because it's serialized at a 99. Tougher pull. I mean, especially when you're in group breaks, right? And you pick something and it's almost next to impossible to hit something cool. I wanted to grade it. I thought it looked like a 10, but Revolution does that to you. It plays tricks on the eyes. I think there's another one in here that was a little disappointing. I wanted this to come back a 10 really bad, and I got the 9. So another one that was a 9. Thought it was a 10, but these Monopoly cards from basketball this past year were really cool. I liked them a lot, and I'm a big LeBron guy. Say what you want. I like the GOATs, right? Brady, Jordan, LeBron. But this one was numbered to 50. Thought it had a shot. I still think it's a big card. I have the regular prism as well, the regular purple, and that got a 10. That was in a previous submission. But this is, can't complain about a 9, right? Another awesome Griffey from the childhood days, right? Who doesn't love diamond cuts from Flair again, 1997? Really cool, Ken Griffey Jr. The way the light hits that, man, that's just spectacular, right? Wish it would have gotten a 10, but that's what we wish for all of our cards, right? Beggars can't be choosers. Again, for a card that's been sitting in a box for the last 25 years, pretty good. Okay, here's another Revolution, right? So Revolution AJ Styles. This is the Shockwave Lava version. This is actually serialized to 10, so this is a little bit bigger of a card, even at a 9. Low serial number there. I believe it's a pop 1 and nothing higher. So tough grade, but cool card. Chronicles, baseball. We'll move over to baseball a little bit. I gotta stop myself from saying I thought this was going to be a 10, right? We feel that way about all of our cards, I guess. But a nice addition to the baseball collection. Bobby Witt, obviously a stud. This is the Impact parallel, right? So it's not just a base. I thought it was cool. It looked clean. I don't have much Bobby Witt. I figured I'd roll with it. As I break stuff. Sorry about that. Let's move into a Cora Jade. So, Cora Jade, 9. It's a rookie. It's a silver prism. Not a high pop on this one either, and I kind of thought it would be. But a fantastic card, and who doesn't love themselves from Cora Jade? If you don't know, you need to know, right? So, go take a trip on the Google machine. Yeah, Cora Jade, 9, rookie, nice. Moving on to some impeccable base cards. I felt like these were worthy of sending. So Alexa Bliss, also a favorite, right? This is the gold version to 35. Got a 9. It's in one of these weird cases because the card is uber thick, right? So I guess a 9, right, on a really thick card. Not terrible. I love it. I like the way it looks in the holder. So happy with that. And then we also had the Hogan in the same card. This one's to 99 though, so not a gold. So awesome cards, awesome photographs on the 2023 Impeccables, right? I love the design. Waiting on my Hogan. I pulled an auto in a group break and sent the redemption in, and yet to be seen. So hopefully, if you're listening, please sign, brother. Okay, so let's move on to some gems, and then we'll get out of here. We'll start with a wrestling card. Undertaker, thought this was worth sending just because of the iconic pose, the purple gloves, the streaked hair, right? So it's a red. It's cool to me because they don't really, for wrestling, release optic, right? It's a subset in Chronicles, whereas like football and basketball, we get to buy optic straight up. And this is, it's in there. I thought it was cool. Numbered to 199. Who doesn't like a little dead man? So I went with that. Pleased with that 10. Another one, Chronicles, right? Cody Rhodes, 10. Silver Wave. Thought it was awesome. Color match there with the bottom. Picks up on the red label. Another 10. It's funny how we don't spend a lot of time on the 10 grades, right? Because they're 10s. What more can you say? Another Chronicles. Last kicker, Becky Lynch, right? Recently rumored to be retired. We'll see how that pans out. But a pink version here out of retail, but a 10 nonetheless. Low pop on this one also. I guess sometimes they'll hit you for the centering. But this one came back super clean, obviously, like I said, a 10. And then Mommy, right? Mommy's here. Mommy with the auto 10. Wasn't confident on, I don't really know her auto, so I didn't grade the auto, but kind of looks like my 4-year-old daughter drew that, so I don't really know if that's her standard. It's how it is, but I don't really know how they judge autographs. So if I'm unsure about something, I'm not going to commit to it and spend the extra money. I'm fine with 10 grade on the card. It's not like I'm getting rid of it. It stays in the PC. Moving on, everybody's favorite, some Leaf, right? Little Hogan. This is a numbered card. It's numbered 3 out of 7. So low numbered from that Metal Legends wrestling that came out, right? I thought it was cool. It looks like an old school magazine. He's got the yellow trunks on. Why not, right? It's low numbered. Let's see what else we got here. A couple oddballs. This one was really good, right? Obviously, a big time Jordan from '96, the UD3, the Winning Edge. It's die cut. Die cuts are a tough grade. To get a 10 on any MJ from the '90s. I feel like is not only worthwhile, but you know, it's a big card. It's a gorgeous card, right? Another one that's been sitting in the box for the last 25, 30 years, whatever the case may be. Moved to some oddballs, then my favorite, then the best one, right? So some oddballs, picked up some of that White Schwartz, the Disney set, and I guess the gold foils are really big. So this is one of the gold foils. I think my wife and I really enjoyed cracking these. So opened this up, I pulled out the Spider-Man, and Spider-Man's a big card. Obviously, everybody's chasing Steamboat Willie, but this is definitely one of the ones you want to get, and definitely one of the ones you want to gem. So got a decent grade there. Obviously, 10 is the way to go. Moving on to the Lorcana. Lorcana's Disney's take on Pokemon, a playable TCG, right? So it's funny about this card, right? Got a 10. I'm a big Disney fan, but it got a 10, right? So big Disney fan, so I had to pick this up, and this is obviously the first set, so it's edition 1. Funny thing about this card is it sells for a ton, right? So the comps on this are ludicrous, but the pop count is like on a 10 of this card is like almost 300. It's wild that a card that is that high of a pop sells for, you know, what this is going for. But yeah, so Mickey Mouse. I'll go to a favorite, and then we'll end up with a banger, right? So this was my favorite one of the submission, right? So Bo Jackson from this past year's Illusions. I'm a big Bo Jackson fan. I try to get him wherever I can. I pick up his cards. I have a baseball auto. Some really nice stuff of his. Thought this one was unique. 10 out of 10 on the print, right? So super low numbered, and obviously, as the kids say, an eBay 101. That doesn't hold much water with me, but a little cheap, shameless plug. Actually, one of my boys, Fury, he works for Markman Breakers. If you ever get a chance, they're down in Louisiana. But if you get a chance to go on, they're on all the major streams, whatnot, Loop, and all those things. But Fury pulled this for me. It's a goat. I love it. It's a fantastic card. It's acetate. They don't really all the time grade well, but got a 10 on this one. Super cool. We'll end on a banger. You may criticize me for not grading the auto on this one too, but it's a huge card, right? It's a huge card. It got a 10. Big time Griffey on-card auto from SP Signature Series from 1999. Just a gorgeous card. Not many comps out there. It's a pop 20, so you know, talking about, you know, a set that's what, 25 years old. But yep, gorgeous. Came back perfect. Right, don't know what the auto would have done. I feel like the J is a little streaky. It's kind of why I didn't go for it. Again, I don't know how they grade autos. I'm terrible with that. But super awesome card. And that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed, you know, my submission reveal. While it wasn't a blind reveal, it was definitely something I wanted to do. This is more for me than anything else. If you know, not really worried about views, not really worried about anything like that. Just trying to build up a generic, little small following, I guess. And if I can do this every month with some new submissions, and then we can talk a little bit in the comments, liking the video would be cool. You know, just really kicking off with the first video. So try not to be so rambly on the next one, but I think we got some good stuff done in 20 minutes. I'll catch you on the next one. Be safe.